For those of you that love talking about animals, from Sci News, Qianzhousaurus sinensis, long-snouted tyrannosaur discovered in China. Paleontologists have discovered a new species of long-snouted tyrannosaur, scientifically named Qianzhousaurus sinensis and nicknamed Pinocchio rex, that lived in Asia during Cretaceous. That's a weird way to state it. Forgot the article adjective. The Cretaceous, about 66 million years ago.
Not only that, they're calling the, dinosaur a liar.
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll see about that.
Pinocchio?
And now, from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. Welcome to Creature Guy Live Prehistoric News, and let's dive right back into the prehistoric news of the day.
Bleh.
Yeah, wow, these are very well colored tyrannosaurs, and like the skin texture. I mean, everything about this, just the way the hunt is going on
Are
in
they
this
feathered,
picture.
or is it feathered?
Oh yeah, it might be. It's very possible that smaller species of tyrannosaur might have been feathered, but it seems to, at least in our community, it's more agreed upon with the chicks or the young tyrannosaurs, or in this case, Qianzhousaurus being feathered and not necessarily the adults. They seem to be chasing some oviraptorosaur, small feathered dinosaur called Nakengie. So, looks like one of them got its mate. That's unfortunate. Oh, let's keep going.
Well, it's unfortunate for the mate.
Yeah, too. Qianzhousaurus sinensis belonged to the same family as Tyrannosaurus rex, Tyrannosauridae. Although the dinosaur lived alongside deep snouted tyrannosaurs, it would not have been in direct competition with them, as they probably hunted different prey. I'm not exactly sure what, even though this is an older article, but what deep snouted tyrannosaur they would be referring to this late in the Cretaceous. I believe, um, yeah, none are hitting my mind. According to the scientists, Qianzhousaurus measured about 9 meters from snout to tail and had an elongated skull, long teeth compared with the deeper, more powerful jaws and thick teeth of conventional tyrannosaurs.
What's
Well,
9 meters?
that's around 30 feet, so this is not a small species. But I would compare this individual with a T Rex. Obviously, is a very long and thin, narrow jaw, which I guess could make sense for the Pinocchio, but he's Chinese, not Italian. But also much longer arms compared to its body size, especially for a 30 footer. I mean, this is immensely long, and I kind of wonder how mobile they were. Now, Qianzhousaurus, by the looks of it, seems to have much more steak knife-like teeth, so it's meant for slicing off flesh. But Tyrannosaurus or T Rex, Tarbosaurus, Daspletosaurus, their teeth are meant for crushing bone or just any muscle that it comes into contact with. So I just don't think it's the best to compare the two. This is a different breed of Tyrannosaur, yeah, obviously. It has the familiar toothy grin of Tyrannosaurus rex. You could say, when looking at Tyrannosaurs, yes, you could stick this animal in the Tyrannosaur lineage, but it still has a vastly different skull structure. Unless you're comparing it with a juvenile T Rex, then yes, it's going to look much more similar because younger T Rex had much longer, thinner snouts compared to as they age, they become much more round and robust. But its snout was much longer and it had a row of horns on its nose. Oh, I didn't see that. It might have looked a little comical, but it would have been as deadly as any other tyrannosaur, maybe even a little faster and stealthier. Seems to be one of the more slender versions of the tyrannosaur lineage and not the more bulkier tyrannosaur. So I don't think this animal would be very capable of taking on any adult ceratopsians, at least a larger species that inhabited the region that it did. Maybe the youngsters, but outside of that, not even touching the adults. Wow, this is a really well preserved skull of the Qianzhousaurus. I think that's, I think it's an upper shot of the skull. The mandible is the upper part of the skull, and then you have the wait, cranium is the upper part. Mandible is, if this is the bottom jaw, it's the bottom jaw.
I think that's all the same thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, it's good to see that we found this complete number of an upper jawbone or skull. Many species of dinosaur that are newly discovered Their skulls are not usually found, and many that have been found decades prior, sometimes even more than a century, their skull still hasn't been found. So it's a big mystery for them. A near complete skull of Qianzhousaurus sinensis was unearthed at the 72 to 66 million year old site in Ganzhou, southern China. The new discovery is very important, along with Alioramus from Mongolia. Yes, Alioramus. This individual um, was somewhere around 13 to 14 feet in length and probably weighed somewhere around 1,500 pounds. It shows that the long snouted tyrannosaurs were widely distributed in Asia. Although we are only starting to learn about them, the long snouted tyrannosaurs were apparently one of the main groups of predatory dinosaurs in Asia. Yeah, they were the top predator at, well, 4 million years beforehand, if we're referring to 66 million years ago. Now, taking a look at some other creatures, this animal is not often mentioned. This is Owlcaria. Now, it does look like a smaller species of theropod dinosaur, but it seems to be more agreed upon in the paleontological community that this creature is an early Saurischian, and it lived in southern India around 228 million years ago. It's very possible that this animal was feathered. It was somewhere around 3.5 feet in length, might have weighed 10 to 12 pounds. It was a very small individual. And it used to be assumed that this was an early theropod, but it looks like it's just a primitive Saurischian. Let's head back to the article. We'll be right back. Following the discovery, the paleontologists have created a new branch of the Tyrannosaur family for specimens with very long snouts, and they expect more dinosaurs to be added to the group as excavations in Asia continue to identify new species. Yes, the Tyrannosaur lineage seems to become larger and larger. There's at least over 50 species of Tyrannosaur that have been discovered. This is a skull of one of the first Tyrannosaurs to evolve. This is Proceratosaurus. Now, despite its name, it is not closely related to the large Ceratosaurus from North America. This animal is from England around 166 million years ago. Yes, him. Yeah. Or it's Kaliscus. I believe it's a close relative. No, 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 no. That's that. Wait, what? Oh, well, that changed. If that's him. Hmm. Well, anyway, Proceratosaurus. It looks like it did have a large crest on the top of its head, reached somewhere around 5 feet in length, and probably only weighed from around 40 to 70 pounds. So it was a much more lightly built creature. It's probably feeding on smaller species of amphibians, reptiles, might even hunted young dinosaurs during the mid Jurassic in 166 million year old England. And then last, we have an immense species of Titanosaur that was discovered in Laos back in, I believe, 1942. And this animal could reach somewhere around 49 feet in length and weigh up to 12, somewhere around 12 to 15 tons. So for its length, it's a decent weight for the animal. And this is specifically Tengvaosaurus. So it is more closely related to the Titanosaurus from South America and was probably feeding, looking at size, probably around 400 to 500 pounds of food each day at least. So this feeding on different species of conifers. And here we have a Buddhist Tengvaosaurus at his local church. Um, I don't know how successful this religion was back in the early Cretaceous of Laos. In case you're wondering, Laos is just west of Vietnam, and this was around 120 million years ago during the early Cretaceous, and he had obviously freedom of religion. Anyway, I think he possibly worshipped Titanosaurus specifically, though I might be mistaken. I don't believe that animal had evolved yet. So he was definitely worshipping probably the Diplodocid lineage, which is not too distantly related. Anyway, let me know in the comments what your favorite species of early Cretaceous or Cretaceous dinosaurs in general. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guy Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about animals, and share the show with everyone you know. Nothing is better than all animals all the time.